Welcome back to the show. You can see I'm borrowing the political set from Osasu and Angie because I have two special guests here with me. First, I have a Nigerian gospel artist, a singer, songwriter. He blew our minds with his song, You Are Great. And ever since, he has just been giving us back-to-back. And I also have with me an international gospel singer, songwriter, producer. Guys, it's an amazing, this place is like heavenly here. Meet my guys, Steve Crown and Phill Thompson. Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Fine, good. Thank you. Good.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Great. Let me start with you. How is Nigeria treating you so far?
Oh, it's been great. I love it. And this is my second time in Abuja.
Oh, wow.
And it's so much less hectic as
Lagos.
Yeah.
Tell them.
It's so much more peaceful right now. So yeah, this is great though.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Have you been, Steve? You came on the show. You gave us an amazing spiritual performance.
Yeah.
So it's great to have you back. But tell me, what have you been up to since that time?
Well, a project, Faith is Rising, Nations Rise and Sing concert as well. We've been touring different countries. And now we have Nations Rise and Sing Nigeria, and that's why Phill Thompson is here, and we're releasing a project together. Oh. Faith is Rising, the album.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. So let's, just bring it back to your music. The time you came, I didn't have a chance to, just chat with you,
Yeah.
and I did read you up. So how's your journey been so far since You Were Great? I know you've had these conversations, but I just want to, my own people
Yes.
to hear it from you.
Yes, my journey has been smooth, rough. But well, I've gone through a lot coming up as a gospel music minister, right from when I was a kid. Apart from just family issues when I was little, but God has been helping us. Then for my career, it's been amazing because when I was actually not much prepared, but God had a way of getting me set for everything that He has put me through, and it's been amazing for me.
Great, fantastic.
Yeah.
With the Nigerian music industry in general, we've seen, collaborations. And a lot of times we actually hide the collaborations that secular artists do. And we forget that gospel artists are also doing the same thing and collaborating with even bigger, their collaboration is even going way farther than, we think.
Yes.
So it's amazing. Now, I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube, you singing Nigerian song. Tell me, why you feel the need to learn our language and praise God in our own way.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, like the world, because of social media, right? The world is so much smaller now. Because, like when I released my worship, it was like right away, it was like Nigeria was interactive with me right away on Instagram and on Facebook, and because I released it on YouTube. And so it's just, I feel like even music itself is getting smaller as well, because there's like a world sound that's happening.
Exactly.
And so that's why I feel like it's a natural thing for I was in Nigeria when I was sitting and listening and watching Steve Crown's ministry, and when I heard You Are Great, I was like, oh God, this is amazing. And so everything is getting smaller for us to be able to collaborate like this, and it's a God thing for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so who reached out to who, and tell us, how did it happen? Give us the gist.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we say in Nigeria.
Well,
the gist.
We were on the same program.
Yeah.
It was a year ago in Lagos, and I don't know if I'm saying that right. Lagos.
Yeah.
Lagos, Lagos.
Lagos.
Yes, you're good. Lagos.
What's it, Echo?
Echo.
Echo?
Echo.
Okay.
Echo.
You got it right. I think we need to give him a Nigerian name.
We need to.
Igbo, Abi?
Kenechuku. Don't like it.
No, we'll look for another one
Okay.
later.
But yeah, we were on the same program, and I know I told my manager after that day, I'm like, man, this guy, I'm connected to this guy. And then they reached out to us, and we started talking about a song, and so it's just a God connection. I really believe that.
Fantastic. Yeah. You wanted to say something?
Yes, Phill Thompson is one music minister that I love so much. His ministry I was able to connect very easy. I listen to his songs, and most times I shed tears because you know, the presence of God in his music. And also the lyrics, they're very piercing. You know, there's a difference between you just wanting to do music and then maybe impress people, and also where you want to do it to bless the world. This is not even about you. I look at this man and I say, this man is into this thing for the ministry.
Wow.
Yes, if not, it won't be flowing the way it's flowing. Because I'm into this and I know how it works. It's very difficult for you to want to front just career, you know, and then still get that same kind of, you know, God's presence in whatever you do and in your songs. Every of your songs have this connection that I have, you know, with them. So
is a gospel
it's
bromance.
amazing.
Right?
So it was very easy. It was very easy for me to connect with him that day. I remember when you were there in Lagos when we met, we spoke, and then I went up on stage. But after ministry, you came up, and I told you one of the songs that I first listened to, that I got to know you, is The Lord's Prayer. And till tomorrow, it's my song, man.
All right. I mean, you know, it's not every day you get to interview Phill Thompson. So let me ask you. I know you of your father's church, you know, so definitely you grew up in the church, right?
Yes.
So I watch a lot of Tyler Perry movies, and I read stories online and how, and there's just this thing about pastors' kids, you know, and I don't know if it's there, but here in Nigeria, you know, the pastor's kid, you know, will go to church in the morning, and then in the evening he's going out or she's going out to party and all of that. But I mean, we have some good pastors' kids, you know, but that's just some, you know. So was there any time, you know, that you weren't, you know, on your journey, like a religious part, and was there something that happened, and you know, if there was, what pulled you back to God?
Wow. So I'm one of 8 siblings, and 5 of my siblings pastor churches in different states in the United States. And then I had 2 sisters who are like, one's an amazing preacher, and the other 2 sisters are amazing singers. And so everybody in my family was so used of God. I was always the one that felt like, well, that's for you guys, that's not for me. I'm really a shy and introverted person, so I never wanted to be on stage. Even when I discovered this songwriting gift at the age of 30, and when I discovered it, I realized, oh my God, I'm supposed to be I knew I was connected to it. But even when I was beginning to write, I wanted to write for other people so that they could go out in front of people. I could never see myself doing that. And whenever they asked me, Phill, why don't you come? No, you. And so that's always been my thing, where I was never comfortable enough to do that. And so somehow, like, the Lord just prepared me little by little. You know, he prepared me little by little. And now it got to this point to where one day it just, like, in my mind, I just said, okay, I'm going to try it. And the only way I can do it, though, is every time I go on any stage, I say, okay, God, take center stage so that you can be seen in glory, that you will be glorified. Because I think I'll be a fraud if he didn't show up, you know?
Exactly.
And so that's that's really my testimony, where all of my siblings are so charismatic and the life of the party, and I've always felt like the black sheep, just because I'm so quiet and introverted, you know.
Okay, great. Well, let's go back to you, Steve. So you're a great blue, and you've been touring, and you've just been giving us back to back. So what are some of the challenges that you've experienced since this fame?
Okay, I've gotten to a point where not all my friends understand again, you know, and it's heartbreaking, you know, but God has helped me to cope. And also, sometimes I miss my family, you know. I'm so close to my parents and my siblings, so, and the times when I have to go out, you know, travel out of the country just to go and minister to people, I could be out of the country for some time and not even communicate. You know, so I miss that part where we used to be close a lot, but God has helped me through. Then also the challenges of timing, when you want to rest, but the demand is high for your ministry. You just have to go out there and be a blessing to people, even if actually the body is weak. you know, but God finds a way to just keep us strong to go do same, you know, just do our work. And what else? I think that's it for now, but there are a lot of things.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna get the truth from you anyway.
Yeah.
You can't. Yes, I'm gonna get the truth. Now you've performed in several world stages and platforms, and performing in Nigeria as well. What are some of the lacunas you've noticed, and what do you think can better our production entirely here in Nigeria? What what are some of the things you've noticed?
Some of the differences
yes,
between
of course.
Nigeria and
performing
and other
yes, abroad and performing in Nigeria.
There's definitely like a depth of worship that, especially in Nigeria, but even different parts of Africa that I've been to, it's just such a depth of worship where, and I can say it like this, like back at my home church in Boston, it's like they've been praying from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. for 30 years now. And so when you go out and you lead worship, it's like the ground has already been tilled and you don't have to work as hard. And it feels like every time I'm in Nigeria, or every time I'm really in really Nigeria and Ghana, it's like, it's so effortless to worship, and people are so desperate to worship God. There's that culture of worship there that's so deep that it makes it easier for us.
To just flow with the people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic.
You don't get, that's true.
Okay, so only good vibes. I'm going to come to you, Steve. But you brought Ghana. So I'm going to ask you, Ghana jollof or Nigeria jollof? Choose wisely.
Ooh, Jesus.
Don't.
Choose wisely.
Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
So my brother did the Ancestry.com.
What?
My brother went on Ancestry.com
Okay.
and filled everything out, did what he needed to do, and found out where we're from. So I don't know how accurate it is.
It's trying to be smart.
But
you're trying to be
better
diplomatic here.
But honest, I'm gonna be honest. I know y'all not gonna be happy, but I think we're from Ghana.
So that's why you want to
But
say.
you know what? But let me just say, both rices taste so good. Both rice taste so good. I can't tell the difference.
Okay, well, that's fine. All right, Steve, let's come to you. Nations will sing.
Nations will rise and
Nations
sing.
will rise and sing.
Yes.
Tell us about this event.
Yes, we started 2017, and this is 2019. We've hosted it in Nigeria. The first edition of it was amazing. It's a vision God gave to me that I've always run away from. Before I even started my ministry, before God announced me, I was running away from it because I know the cost implication. I know what it takes to put all these things together. And at the end of the day, I just, by faith, just started. And then the massive support that we've received from different parts of the world, delegates that come from different parts of the world to Nigeria just to worship. 2017 was amazing. We had people from Hong Kong, we had from Canada, we had from the US, we had from neighboring countries in Africa and also in Europe. So it was amazing, and with healings taking place, and almost most of the music ministers that were not even invited were there. So there was so much of synergy. It was a sign that this is what God wanted for us in this end time, for us to come together, because the vision is taken from Psalm 86 verse 9 to 10. Say, for all nations will come together and worship you because you are God. You do marvelous things. You are God alone. So in this end time, God is looking for true worshipers. God is looking for those people who will just lift his name. And, and that is also a way of uniting the nations of the world, because today the world is going through a lot. We just want to use this, because the presence of God unites us. So we just want to use it to just get everybody together. People, you can imagine maybe an American waving the flag of a Nigerian. It's quite an emotional thing. It makes us feel, okay, we're brothers and all that. So it goes a long way apart from just music. It's an emotional thing. So 2017 was awesome. We had Ron Kennelly and other music ministers. Nathaniel was there. 2018, it was amazing. We had Joyous Celebration from South Africa, and other music ministers were there, many of them. Then 2019, which is tomorrow, 13th of October, 3 p.m., Family Worship Center. So it's going to be taking place, and here is my brother, my friend, Phill Thompson. So we're going to be raising an altar of worship. And we have delegates that have come from different parts of the world. You met most of them that welcome you from Kenya, from you know, Liberia and all that. So tomorrow is going to be awesome. We have a project together. And I'm releasing an album, Faith is Rising.
Tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow. So people
fantastic.
can come to the venue and just pick it up. So it's amazing.
That is so good. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I will be there. No Nigerian time.
No, you have to make sure you're there. Don't use Nigerian time.
Okay, you heard that. No Nigerian
No Nigerian time because definitely we know that the seats are already limited now.
And you know the angels will just come by 3, so you know what they do.
Yes, so
right,
don't come late.
Thank you very much, Steve
Yeah,
Crown. Thank you
yeah.
so much, Phill Thompson. This was amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
All right. I hope you've enjoyed this because I very much did. Don't go anywhere because right from now, literally now, we're bringing you the political segment with Osasu Igbenedion and Andy Madaki. My name is Ina Pieces. I'll see you guys next.